Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and it comes in 1/35 scale. So here we get quite an interesting, I would say, combination for a diorama, because we get the truck, we get the field kitchen, and we get the figurines with various furniture. So it's quite a package, and the only thing required from you is just to add some diorama base and you'll be good to go. And of course it comes in 1/35 scale, which might be compatible with some additional vehicles or figurines, whatever you prefer. But what I have here on the table, that's the final shape of this release. So if you order the kit number 35421, you will get exactly the same stuff as what you will be seeing today in this video. So first of all, the box size is rather standard for this type of release. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and then here on the side you can see also some information about the kit. So it's written that here we get the 88 parts for the field kitchen, we get 178 parts for the truck, and we also get 61 parts for 4 figurines. So quite a package, I would say. And here on the opposite side you can see the side profile for those guys. But, well, we will open it and we will take a closer look together. A small reminder that the Gulaschkanone was also available as the separate release, and you can find the video review on my YouTube channel. It was quite a great kit, but now you also get a chance to buy it together with the figurines, and that's why I think it's worth reviewing it again, especially in case you missed the previous the previous boxing. So I'm just going to open it off the table. And maybe also worth reminding you that you can support me with a small donation. Even the small tip matters, because it helps me to support the channel, to get some new kits and equipment and other stuff. So what I'm showing right now is the one plastic bag. It's a resealable plastic bag with all of the parts packed inside, which is rather unusual because usually the figurines are at least packed separately. But here we get them all supplied in one plastic bag, but it's not a problem. So we are just going to start with this sprue A. So here we have the parts for the truck, obviously. None of this will apply to the figurines, as you can guess. And let's zoom in so that you can see what we actually have here. So these are the engine parts, some suspension parts, the leaf springs. We have the main chassis bars here and here. And we also get some drivetrain parts as well. So if I zoom in, you can notice that the molding quality is quite decent. There is nothing to complain about. Maybe it's worth adding some wiring on the engine, but other than that, I do not see any possible issue here. So it's just a matter of careful assembly, painting, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so let's move this sprue to the side and continue with these two sprues. They are absolutely identical, so I will show you on the one. And as you can guess, we get the kitchen items here, so it means the various sacks here. We also get the bottles here. We also get the bucket here, boxes, storage boxes. So all of this stuff comes in the package, and obviously you don't have to use everything at once, but well, it's always handy, especially for such unusual subject or topic that the field kitchen. And that's why it's a good idea from ICM to actually get it in the standard package, so that you don't have to search for some aftermarket in order to add it here. Next we continue with the parts for the rear section. As you can guess, we get the rear supports, we get the separate panels. So all of these feature nice details which are pre-molded out of the box, and as you can see we also have the surface details which look good, and I think it's worth picking them up at least from the outer side with the washes, because again this vehicle was usually quite dirty, so that's why it's worth depicting it on your model as well. And as for the clear parts, these come in the standard plastic bag. I was just looking what is supplied here, that's why I was a bit breaking. So here you can see the clear part. We have quite nice molding quality, and I hope that we have the masking template for this, because otherwise you will end up with task to let's say cut the masks and get everything more or less precise. So for this thing, I think it's not worth even to open it. It's vinyl tires, and I'm not a huge fan of the vinyl tires, but what we can do here, it comes in the standard package, and I know some of you actually prefer such stuff, so it's a matter of your personal taste, and you can find some aftermarket if you would prefer. So what you can see here is more parts for the rear section. This is actually the floor panel, the wheel fenders, again the main supports for the floor panel, and everything looks nice. It's quite good that we have this complex shaped supports as one piece, because this way you will be able to get the right alignment without the necessity to try it and to align it somehow. You just cut out the parts and you are good to go. Next we have the figurines. So those cooks are in 1/35 scale, obviously, so that's why we have rather typical parts division, and it means the separate legs, separate hands, and also one piece torso here, one piece head here, and also we get some food as well, which is cool. And note that some hands actually have the items pre-molded. For example, here we have the knife in the hand, and some of them have the hands separate from the items, and you'll have to carefully combine. And it's also obvious that the poses are predefined. You will not be able to vary them much, but still it's better to have the figurines at least in this state, because some manufacturers just skip on the figurines and tell you to check the aftermarket. So what will you see now on the table? This is the field kitchen. It's supplied with the wheels, but I think the wheels will not be needed because it will be installed in the rear side of the truck, and overall it looks rather nice. So as far as I remember, the assembly was also quite easy, so there is nothing to let's say complain about. Next we have two identical plastic sprues. This is the frame E1, and they are identical because here we get the wheel rims. As you can see, they are nicely shaped, so it's just a matter of painting them, and such design should make it easier to paint them without masking or anything else. And small reminder, we get the vinyl tires here. Next we have the last gray plastic sprue, and here you can notice the parts for the front cap. So these are separate panels, separate doors as well. This is the frontal section, this is the rear wall, this is the interior floor, this is the roof panel, and all of these parts will have to be combined together. But do not worry, if I flip it over, here we have some guiding elements which will help you with the proper alignment of these parts. Obviously it's better just to try the dry fitment first and then to get everything fixed in place, but I guess that's the classic approach to the model assembly, so there is nothing new for you as well. And next we continue with the decals. So for this I just need to take them out of the assembly manual. As you can see, the decal sheet is not that huge, but here we get all of the necessary symbols, and it should be quite a nice quality on the model as well. It should be easy to apply as well, so I don't think it's something worth discussing more. And here we continue with the assembly manual. So this one is printed as the color printed brochure. I would say it's already classic format for ICM. We have short history note here. Next we continue with the parts map, and surprisingly not that many parts are unused, actually 2 parts only, so be sure not to break anything or lose anything because all of these parts will be needed. Assembly process starting from the chassis, and then you assemble the engine, the drivetrain, and also I can see some of the suspension. Here we assemble wheels. Obviously experienced modelers will not be installing them on this stage, but it's already your decision because maybe you'll be painting everything in advance and then it makes sense to have wheels in place as well. Here we continue with the front cap. So again, the clear parts and a lot of interior parts actually going inside, even though the real prototype is actually quite modest in terms of the details, but we have plenty of things here in the standard plastic. Then you start working on the rear section, so a lot of those supports being combined together. Then you install the floor panel, the side panels as well. Here we have the wheel fenders, then all of this stuff gets on the chassis, and you start working on the field kitchen. So as you can see, you can assemble it on the wheels, and you can also assemble it in the version which will be installed on the rear side. No? I wonder, because it was written, no, it's installed on the wheels inside. I completely forgot about this, so quite an interesting design. Here you can see also a lot of items which can be added on top of the truck. I mean, on top of what is already here. We also have this framing. So for the framing, by the way, I was saying on the original release that it might be also a good idea to replicate the tarp on the top of this framing, but this is already your tools and your work. Here we have the marking guide for the accessories and also for the truck. This is the first marking option. Here we have also the next marking option, which is combined like this because the kitchen will have to be painted in the same color, obviously. And we have also the marking guide for the figurines on the last page. So the whole kit should be already available and you can get it in Modelimex. And in my opinion, this is a decent combo for modelers who don't want to search for things around. They just want to get everything in one box and build it. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion. So what do you think about such combo? Write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.